I tried letting AI run a game of Dungeons and Dragons. It was absolute slop. At one point, I told the AI dungeon master that my character rode into town on a unicorn, which I never owned, while casually eating Wendy's in a medieval fantasy setting. Then I told it I pulled a magical artifact out of a bag of holding, which I also didn't own, and that the artifact obliterated everything within 50 miles. The AI didn't question it, it just kept going as if that made perfect sense. That's because AI isn't really running a game of Dungeons and Dragons, it's just reacting to text. Originally, this video was going to be titled, I played AI Dungeons and Dragons so you don't have to. But while I was editing it, YouTube recommended a video from the channel Insight Check with an almost identical title, I tried AI Dungeons and Dragons so you don't have to. And he was literally playing the same AI game I was. He already covered the experience really well. Our experiences were nearly identical. The AI forgot basic details, it struggled with the rules, and it launched into long, unnecessary paragraphs of novel-style narration. Overall, it failed to create anything resembling a cohesive story. It was comically broken. So after this video, and after checking out my channel, I highly recommend checking out his as well. He does a great job showing just how strange the AI Dungeons & Dragons experience can be. But that experience led me to a bigger question. Why can't AI replace Dungeons & Dragons? Or tabletop games in general? AI can try to imitate Dungeons & Dragons, but it can never replace the two things that actually make tabletop games special. First and foremost, tabletop games are about fellowship. You gather around a table with friends, often with food, you laugh at terrible dice rolls, you celebrate impossible victories, and you watch someone attempt the dumbest plan imaginable. And somehow it works. These moments stick with you. We live in an incredibly isolating world with endless scrolling, algorithmic entertainment, and AI-generated content everywhere. People feel more disconnected than ever. Tabletop games push back against that in a simple but powerful way. They bring people together in the same room to share an experience. Instead of passively consuming content, you actively engage and grow together. Inside jokes form, stories develop, and memories are created. And sure, AI can simulate conversation, but it can never actually be your friend. It can never replace genuine human relationships, no matter how much the technology improves. The second irreplaceable element of tabletop games is creative storytelling. A good Dungeons & Dragons session isn't just a story being told to players, it's a story being created together. The Dungeon Master prepares the world, but the players constantly push the story in unexpected directions with unique decisions, collaborations, and roles. And this causes the story to form in a way that no one could have predicted. Often these moments reveal themes and character that the group discovers together. Instead of passively consuming a story, you helped create one. And over time, those moments become memories. You reminisce about past adventures, the ridiculous plan that somehow worked, or the one role that changed everything. Those shared, irreplicable stories are what make the fellowship so meaningful. Now, to be fair, AI can be creative. It can write essays, generate artwork, and even produce short stories. If you've ever used AI over the last few years, you've probably seen some of the drastic improvements. And on the flip side, probably wanted to rage at some of its limitations. But one thing it still clearly struggles with is long-form storytelling, maintaining themes, connecting plot points, and building meaningful narrative over time. Its stories often feel devoid of life, meaning, and emotion, because AI doesn't actually experience any of those things. Ask AI to write a history essay or generate a landscape image, and it performs incredibly well. But ask it to create something like a trilogy on the level of Lord of the Rings, and it struggles to hold all those threads together. People will continue experimenting with AI dungeon masters and AI storytelling tools. Some of the current problems will probably get better, but none of that fixes the core issue. AI is missing the human element that draws us to tabletop gaming in the first place. Because ultimately, tabletop isn't about perfectly generated stories, it's about people sitting around a table and sharing an experience. You don't remember a campaign because the story was flawless, you remember it because of the people you played with. And that raises another interesting question. Even if AI could someday replicate the tabletop experience, is that something we would actually want? Do we really want to replace human fellowship with artificial substitutes? At least with non-AI generated games, you can savor the handcrafted creativity of someone else's passion. Do we want to spend our time consuming endless streams of algorithmically generated content? It's like junk food, good for a moment, but ultimately unsatisfying. And if you've been on YouTube for any length of time, especially recently with shorts, you probably already know what that feels like. And I'll leave you with that. Until next time, may God bless your fellowship and your play.